Hi there, Tom. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So let's begin by talking about the polls. The NDP continues to decline in support and popularity. What's your interpretation of that?
Yeah, I think it's not so much that traditional NDP voters have gone away or that they've changed their values. And I don't think it's that they are particularly, I think they understand the difficulty with Mark Carney being kind of an arch capitalist kind of guy who's been a tax dodger for his company and, some dubious things that most people who were left or center would rather not be associated with. But the overall challenge here is that the Pierre Poilievre party has made themselves so unlikable by people who are left or center that people are willing to vote for the lesser evil. So this is the challenge that Mr. Singh has, is to explain to people how they can kind of get their cake and eat it too. That is to find out the locations, especially where they're NDP incumbents or where the Conservatives are traditionally weak, where an NDP vote makes sense and they are in no way helping Pierre Poilievre. And so that's a kind of a little bit of a difficult thing to explain to people, but that is part of his job to do in the next few nights in the debates, that the New Democrats have made an incredible contribution to this country, and here we are fighting for it. And if they were to become very weak, all those things that we have treasured as part of our Canadian identity might weaken too. Things like healthcare or new programs as well, like the dental care or the farm care initiatives that he's undertaken.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more, because we see Jagmeet Singh out there day after day. He's making multiple announcements. He's certainly accessible, yet he doesn't seem to be gaining traction. His message seems to be getting lost among the two front runners. So, there are questions about what will happen the day after the election. I mean, can you, for a moment, consider what it would be like if there wasn't much remaining of an NDP party?
Well, I think this is a theme that Mr. Singh has to press on the next couple of days. Now, he's probably not going to be as negative about it as I'm going to be in the next 20 seconds. But I remember well in the 1990s when the NDP was weak because social democratic voters were, freaked out by the Reform Party and the pressing of a new right wing. And they voted for a right-wing majority Liberals who cut healthcare. They cut the biggest healthcare cuts in the history of Canada. 34% of the federal health transfers were gone in 2 years. Then they cut corporate income tax. They got rid of they reduced the capital gains inclusion rate from 75 to 50%. It was just a litany, income tax cuts for wealthy people. It was just a litany of bad things that Social Democrats don't like that happened when the Liberals had a strong majority and the NDP wasn't there to be able to stand up strongly to protest and check. Didn't have a strong seat in the Commons around the table. So, I remember those days. They were bad days for this country. They weakened this country. They weakened our identity. They weakened our security. And it's not the way, in my opinion, not the way to go when we're under this unprecedented threat from Donald Trump, is to start pulling apart the social programs that have made us successful, made us wealthy, and have bound us together. So Mr. Singh won't say those things, but he will talk about, I am very sure, the important contribution that the CCF and the NDP over their many years have made to this country as provincial governments, but also in the federal sphere, even when they were not able to become a government, through minorities, as Mr. Singh has done in the last few years, to build social programs that pull us together and make this country stronger and make the people in this country stronger. So I think he wants to help people be reminded of the value of the New Democrats to this country, why this country is different is to a large degree because of them, and the second part is, now you who are of this mind, you agree with me. If you live in a riding where the Conservatives are very weak, they never win, vote NDP. Or if you're in an NDP incumbent seat, well, goodness sakes, vote for the NDP to stop the Conservatives. So he's going to start pointing out these kind of on-the-ground tactical pieces connected with a large identity or icons of Canada themes.
Tom Parkin is an NDP strategist. Tom, thanks for your time today. Good to see you.